Hello YouTube, this is Rhino Dan. This is my motorcycle, the green one. I bought this last week. I signed paperwork for it, everything. I'm waiting for delivery. It's going to come next weekend. I bought some parts and I got a custom seat. It's being reupholstered. So what the custom seat's going to do is it's going to make it raise it up by hopefully an inch and a half to make it almost 32 inches instead of 30 inches to give me more leg room, to make it more comfortable for me, just like my custom seat right here on my race bike. No stranger to things. Another thing I did was I went out and called Greg Spears the day after I bought my motorcycle, talked to him on the phone, and he recommended these parts so I can have a better riding experience on the motorcycle and to make sure that my clutch and my transmission does not get damaged. So here we go. So we're going to go with the first part, which was the ride height adjuster. The ride height adjuster is very important to me because I am tall, but two, because it changes the angle of the swing arm from 90 from 9.5 to 11.3. Now let me show you the race bike. So the angle of the swing arm is important because of this. When your swing arm is level or parallel to the ground, it's very stable in a straight line, but the handling and the cornering characteristic is very poor. Same thing with your front tire. When your front tire is extended outwards this direction, which is rake, the bike doesn't flick in as well and it doesn't turn as well. And as the tire becomes closer to the engine, then the front tire flicks in easier. Very important for race bikes, right? So this is the geometry of my race bike right here. You can see the Greg Spears sticker, all the Spears parts from the rear sprocket to the front sprocket, counter sprocket to all these parts, this chain, shock. Man, I was just like, he helped me win my championship. All right, enough of that. So that's the importance of this. And not only that, it will give me increased ride height of 23 millimeters, which means I'll be less likely to scrape pegs. Super important because that's the reason I got this bike in the first place, because I was taking the Vulcan 650 to Lake Berryessa and I was scraping pegs even at 45 miles per hour. And Lake Berryessa for me is one of my favorite back roads. It's only 10 minutes from my house, and they're calling me Mr. Sparky. So then he also recommended for aggressive riding and shifting the clutch springs and the transmission shift kit. So this means it was less likely to come out of gear on the downshifts, and it will make it where I'm going to protect my transmission or the shifting. And this right here means that I'm going to protect my clutch because this spring right here will make it where it's not in the friction zone so much. And this is pretty much what it does, and that's why he recommended it. I wanted I wanted the clip-ons for myself because I know the importance of clip-ons. Here's Woodcraft right here. I got them when there was a street bike. It helped me with my raised up seat to give me comfortability. I'm not racing, so I don't need them this low. But for the street, it's fine that I can raise them up a little bit. So I got 2.5 instead of inch and a half. I think these are inch and a half right here for racing, which is still fine though. I mean, it's all adjustability. It allows me to adjust my ergos. So I can change the angle of my levers. I can pull these forward or backwards depending on how I need it for me, for my arms. All this right here can be done with the Woodcrafts. Super awesome. And that's why I wanted to get them and installed right away. So when I get my seat, it's going to be leveled out like my race seat, and the clip-ons, I can then be comfortable when I'm riding. So that was the game plan. All right, so back onto here, and lastly we're gonna talk about what I really wanted, but Greg told me no, was these standard, high compression pistons. They're forged pistons, super awesome. But Greg said I can't get them because they run on race fuel instead of pump gas, and if they run on pump gas, take my money. They're only $600, like super sexy. Look how nice the craftsmanship is. Who wouldn't want a higher compression ratio and lighter pistons and more power? Come on, right? Super sexy. But that's the type of person Greg is. He's not going to sell you something unless you need it. He's not going to sell you snake oil. He's been developing the 400 for the last 4 years. He knows all about this bike, from the flaws to how to make power with it. If you need any questions, if you have any questions, sorry, I'm getting a little tired. I've been doing this for the last 2 hours trying to get this video right. If you have any questions, just give him a call. He can help you out. Here's his number, and just type in Spears Racing. You can find his website. It's very awesome, and you can check out all the parts he has. Alright, I'm going to wrap up this video. When I get my bike next week, I'll do a walk around. I'll compare what it looks like and the stuff, and I'll talk more about it. But I have to wait a week, so boo. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. You guys have a nice night. And this is my new motorcycle.